who we were looking for.
All right, so you get dispatched. What's the address you get dispatched to on October 25th, 2019?
220 Satilla Shores.
And describe that location.
It's at that point in time, it was a house under construction. No doors, no windows, partial siding on the house that you could see through the house all the way through, looking through the front window out through the back into the river area.
Okay. And when you arrived on October 25th, 2019, did you encounter anyone at the open unsecured construction site?
No, ma'am, I did not.
Did you meet Larry English there?
No, ma'am.
All right, so how did you contact Larry English?
Via cell phone.
All right. And you gave him your cell phone number?
Yes. Well, he had it when I called him, so so he could text me.
And did he in fact text you some video?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
And just describe generally what that video was of.
It was video of his property. If I remember correctly, it was two outdoor cameras, one on the dock, one on the front corner of the house, showing what appeared to be a light-skinned black male walking around on the property, walking around on the dock.
And that night, did you ever see that light-skinned black male again?
Never saw him again. No.
Right. And at that point in time, was there a report of anything actually taken from Mr. English's property?
No, ma'am.
And when you saw that video, the young man that you saw on the video, did he have a backpack or any sort of bag with him at that time?
No, ma'am. He had nothing in his hands.
And did you recognize him?
No, ma'am, I did not.
So I'm going to take you forward now to November 17th, a white couple on Larry English's property. Did you respond to that?
No, ma'am.
All right. Did Larry English call you that night or anything?
I don't recall if he called me that night. He sent me the video from the 17th, but I received that video on a later date, not on the 17th.
Okay. Do you even know if you were working the night of the 17th?
I do not recall.
Okay. So the next night, November 18th, 2019, were you working that evening?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. So on that evening, was that another trespassing call to the same location?
Yes, there was another call there.
Okay. So this is about a month later, you get a call. Did you respond to that location?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And that's once again the open unsecured construction site at 220?
Yes.
What did you find when you got there?
Same house in the same state, nobody in sight. No, the unidentified black male, same one from the previous October 25th incident, was nowhere to be found.
All right. And at that point in time, did you see the unknown black male have a bag or anything with him?
No, ma'am, nothing with him.
Did you see the video?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you see him take anything?
No, ma'am.
All right. Now, at this point in time, October 25th and November 18th, you're talking to Larry English over the phone.
Yes, ma'am.
And what is it that Mr. English wanted you to do?
Find out who he was and why he kept coming onto the property.
Okay. And if you, I'm going to rephrase that. I don't want you to speculate as to what you would have done, okay? Because we're not talking about speculation.
I had talked to Larry English about trespassing him from the property, and I explained to Larry English how we trespass someone from the property, but that was never done because we never made contact with him.
Okay, so what did you tell Larry English about how you trespass somebody from a property?
Once we make contact with the person on the property, we explain to them that the homeowner, find out who they are, we identify them. The homeowner does not want them there. He has no legal reason to be there. And the property owner, then we put them on, the way I do it is I put them on speaker. If they're not there in person, I put them on speakerphone. And I would say, Mr. English, I'm here with whoever the person is. So you're saying they have no right to be here and you don't want them here on the property. And he would say that so they could be heard. And we would document it in our computer system. So if that person was ever back on the property, and I explained to that person, if you ever come back on this property for any reason whatsoever, uninvited, you will automatically be arrested for trespassing.
Okay. And you told that to Mr. English that that was
Yes.
your standard procedure?
Yes.
Okay. And not speculation, but was that your intent if you encountered this young black male?
Yes, to find out who he is, identify him, why he was coming up there late at night, and then ultimately it's Mr. English's decision if he wanted him trespassed or not.
Now, after you received the doc video from October 25th, and I think you said you received the November 18th video.
Yes.
Okay. Did you take any action to see about finding out, who this person was?
I would ride around the area. Working night shift, it's hard to canvass. I mean, I patrol the area on a normal basis, but it's hard to go up and find people at night. There are not many people out moving around in the darkness. Once I came back to day shift, I switched from nights to days. As I rode around the neighborhood, patrolled the neighborhood, I would see people out walking. Any interaction I had with anybody in the neighborhood, I would stop and say, "Hey, have you seen this male?" I had a screenshot from that video, and I would ask people, did anybody know who it was? There were a couple residents that I saw. One, I believe it's the address of 210 Satilla Shores, that has a Ring doorbell camera I could see. Went up, did not make contact. There are a couple places that I actually did go up and knock on the door and talk to people, some that I have dealt with in the past and kind of knew. And but nobody had recognized him.
Okay, so nobody knew who he was?
Nobody knew who he was.
Okay. So, and I want to kind of get a sense, was this how do I put this, a methodical door to door to door to door?
No, ma'am. No,
Okay,
ma'am.
so this was sort of hit and miss.
Random hit and miss, yes.
Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and move forward now to December 1st of 2020. Did Mr. English make contact with you December 1st of 2020 about people under a bridge?
Yes, he did.
Okay, so now was this actually on December 1st or was it December 2nd?
I don't remember the exact date.
Okay.
He called me about the people under the bridge, and I was off duty. The next day when I returned to work is when I went under the bridge and checked, and that's when I texted him back without looking at the transcript of what date that was. I sent him that text. I went and looked for the people under the bridge, and I sent him a text of my findings.
Did you find any white couple in a car under the bridge?
No signs of life. There were some four-wheeler tracks under there. There's nothing typical of a homeless camp or someone living under the bridge. There was no trash, debris, anything left behind that would indicate someone was living under there.
So, I just want to back up a minute. So, did Larry English call you directly first about this rumored couple under the bridge?
Yes.
Okay.
He saw a car. He saw a car parked in the area, and he felt like that car was associated to a car that he saw on his camera the night that the white couple was on his property, and he asked me to go check for him.
All right, but you're off duty this day.
I was off duty.
What'd you tell him?
Told him that I would check on it when I was back on duty.
All right. Did he inform you that he'd already called the non-emergency Glynn County Police Dispatch?
I don't recall that, no, ma'am.
Okay. And is that when he sent you the video of the white couple going in with the bag?
I have to look at the date on what day that video was sent to me.
Okay. But it was after the second time you'd made contact with Larry English?
Yes.
All right, so moving forward to December 20th of 2019, did you encounter Greg McMichael that day?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Now, had you known Greg McMichael previously as someone who worked at the district attorney's office as an investigator?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, where did you encounter Greg McMichael on December 20th, 2019?
He was in his front yard of his property at 230 Satilla Shores.
Was this daytime or nighttime?
It was daytime.
What happened?
I pulled up to him. I was in my patrol car. I stayed seated in my patrol car. We spoke through the window. He walked over. We spoke, talked to him in reference to the unidentified black male down at 220 Satilla Drive. We talked about him continually to come onto the property, not being able to figure out who he is. I told Mr. McMichael that I had somewhat canvassed the neighborhood, talked to different people. Nobody knew who he was. And at that time, Mr. McMichael asked me to pass on his phone number to Mr. English, and that he lives right down the road if he needed him to call him. And that's when I sent the text to Mr. English that Greg McMichael was a retired police officer and an investigator from the district attorney's office.
All right, so it's daytime. You encounter him outside his house, and you're talking about what's happening at 220.
Yes, ma'am.
Did he have any knowledge of what was going on at 220 prior to this?
Any knowledge as in?
As in, did he tell you, I've spoken with Larry English all about this?
No, ma'am. He never told me that.
Okay. But you're telling him, hey, I've had these two encounters
Yes.
at 220. And he asked you to forward his information to Larry English?
Yes.
Okay. Now, not talking about speculation, but I'm talking about what was your intention in making contact with Greg McMichael that day?
When I rode around, I saw him, so that's when I stopped and spoke to him. And are you meaning what was my intention of forwarding the information, or?
No, well, did you deputize Greg McMichael?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
Did you give him any authority to act as a police officer?
No, ma'am.
All right.
My goal with sending that text was Greg McMichael had, to my knowledge, about 30 plus years of law enforcement experience. Who else to be an expert witness? Call 911. And, I've watched shows, I've seen things where you have 10 people witness a crime, you get 10 different stories on who the person was, what they looked like, what they were wearing. Greg has training and experience. He would be, in my opinion, would be an expert witness to be on the phone with 911. He's running north, south, he's wearing this. He would know the pertinent information that the officers would need to know once they arrived on scene to possibly catch the intruder or the trespasser.
So you wanted him to be a witness?
Yes.
To get this guy identified?
Yes, ma'am.
Was Travis McMichael there at that time?
No, ma'am.
Did you even know Travis McMichael?
No, ma'am.
All right, moving forward to February 11th, 2020.
Yes, ma'am.
Were you on duty that particular day?
Yes, ma'am.
What shift were you on?
It was on night shift.
All right. What happened within Satilla Shores that day?
We get the call of I believe it originally come out as a burglary in progress, and so we ran what we call code lights and sirens. We were just getting out of briefing, so I came from the area of our police headquarters, and I was the first officer on scene. And upon my arrival, Travis McMichael and Greg McMichael were on scene, and I stood by, waited for additional officers to get there before I proceeded to check the property for the unidentified male that they called about being on the property.
Okay. So when people call 911, they're reporting what they think is going on.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So have you ever had experiences where people call up and they say they've been robbed?
Yes, ma'am.
And it turns out it's something completely different?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So in this case, you got a burglary in progress?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What was it when you got there?
It ultimately ended up being a trespassing.
Okay. And when you got there, was the unidentified black male present?
No, ma'am, it was not.
And at this time, both Greg McMichael and Travis McMichael were on scene.
Yes, ma'am.
Were they armed?
I cannot say for sure if they were armed. I know there was, I believe they told dispatch something to dispatch about having guns, but I did not physically see them openly brandishing guns.
Okay. Do you recall them telling you that they'd put their guns up?
It may have it. Yes.
And the 911 call came in from Travis McMichael, is that right? If you don't remember, it's okay.
I don't recall.
Okay. Did you eventually make contact with Mr. Larry English while on scene?
Yes, ma'am, I did. I called him on the cell phone.
All right. And did you speak to him about what was going on?
Yes, I did.
All right. And at that point in time, did he send you video of what had happened inside the house?
Yes, I asked him to send me the video to see if it is the same person that has been there numerous times or the times before.
And while on scene, were you able to review that particular video that Larry English sent you that very night, February 11, 2020?
Yes, ma'am. He sent it to me while I was on scene.
And who'd you show that to?
I showed it to, I'm almost certain I showed it to both Greg and Travis.
All right. And when you saw it, was the young man, did he have a bag or backpack or anything on him?
No, ma'am.
Did you see him take or steal anything?
No, ma'am.
What did Larry English tell you?
That nothing had been.
Object to hearsay unless it's impeaching Mr. English or somehow admissible under the rules of evidence.
It's a prior statement of a witness who has already testified, and he's been subject to extensive cross-examination, which we saw yesterday, and it's prior statement of a witness.
Prior statement of witness is not an exception to the hearsay rule. It's either a consistent statement after he's been impeached, or it's a prior inconsistent statement under 801.
Well, it's a hearsay, so you're not asking him, explaining why you're using the statement.
Because it goes toward the defendant's knowledge of what was going on because they told it to this officer in front of the two defendants. I maybe need to ask some better questions and lay some foundation.
Go ahead.
All right, I'll lay some foundation. When you're talking to Mr. Larry English on the phone, do you have him on speakerphone?
I have him on speakerphone, yes.
And who is standing right there with you while you have him on speakerphone?
The McMichaels are standing there in close proximity along with other officers.
All right. And is Larry English talking to you about what he can see on his video?
Yes, he is.
And what did he tell you about things being stolen inside the house?
Nothing had been
I'm still
taken.
going to object unless she can tie what Larry English told him to one of the McMichaels or somebody else that's relevant.
It rebuts the assertion from opening statements that they had all this knowledge and what they're asserting they knew. And it goes to show exactly what they didn't know.
Look, I don't mind if she can show the McMichaels heard. It's on video. We have the video. But for this witness to testify what he said with Larry English and somehow he knows what they heard, I think would be improper.
Let's sustain.
Okay. So, were you wearing your body cam that evening?
Yes, ma'am, I was.
All right. And have you had the opportunity to review your body cam video prior to coming in to testify today?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
All right. And was it fair and accurate?
Yes, ma'am.
Anything added or deleted?
Not that I'm aware of, no, ma'am.
Okay. And in addition, did you have the opportunity to review the transcript from your body cam video?
Yes, ma'am.
And was it fair and accurate that you saw?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Your Honor, at this time, the state will tender into evidence State's Exhibit 231, which is the body cam video, and 231A, which is the transcript of the body cam video.
No objection.
No objection.
No objection.
They're admitted.
And Your Honor, at this time, we are going to publish State's Exhibit 231, and we have copies of the transcripts for the jurors. I didn't know if the court wished to give a similar admonition or remind them.
Are we using the transcript the same way?
Yeah, same way.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as with yesterday, we're going to provide you with transcripts. I gave you the charge yesterday on how those transcripts are to be used. The evidence in the case is the body cam footage itself. The transcript is simply being used to aid you, as we explained yesterday, and we're going to collect these transcripts up at the end. Please do not read ahead. Thank you.
And Your Honor, may I approach? And Officer Rash, there is State's Exhibit 231A. All right, so Officer Rash, take a look at your screen right there. You can see that. Is this your body cam video?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So first off, I'm going to ask you at the top. I don't know if you can explain this to jury or not. How it says 2/12/2020, and the time looks like it's 34 minutes after, midnight.
Yes.
Do you know why that is that time and date as opposed to 2/11? About 7 hours earlier or 5 hours earlier.
No, ma'am, I do not know.
Okay. All right. So when we first see this, do you know who this person is?
Now I know him as Diego Perez, I believe it is.
All right. What's he have in his hand?
A flashlight.
The state will this time publish the exhibit, State's Exhibit 231.
House has caught this guy on video.
Oh, yeah.
You know about that?
Yeah. He's called him several. I'm surprised he hadn't called me tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm up to like this one there. They've been watching. They said unless he's jumped the fence and went over somewhere, they don't know if he hasn't went on the road. So we just need to check everything. Glynn County Police, anybody in here? I just don't know if he's... it's just an attic. They don't have there's a ladder here, but to access that attic, but. Huh? Well, I mean, there's a ladder right here. We can stand up, but they don't have the attic. Right here now. Go in this next room. Maybe down on the dock in the boat or something. We got a police crew up here. You already checked the doors on this camper? Yeah. See, he's got cameras out here, and the guys caught him on before out here messing around on the boats and stuff. Man,
they got DNR out there trying to see if they can find him.
So they're missing a person, huh?
Well, there's the guy that's running from him. Motorcycle hit the guardrail. Him and the bike flipped over in the river.
Huh. Well, this guy's got these cameras, and he lives in Douglas or somewhere, and he's always calling me, texting me video of the guy plundering through the house. Well, tonight the neighbor come by and saw the flashlight, somebody in here. So oh yeah, man, that's good quality stuff too. He sends me the video of it. We don't see him back there unless he jumped the fence this way or.
Travis just walked down there. He's going in from our backyard and going to check back this way.
Okay.
He's armed, by the way. So,
Okay. I think all our guys are walking.
well, he said he had, I think he said, red shorts and a white shirt.
I wonder if it's the same guy if he's got the sleeve. Actually saw.
Yeah, he said he turned around right here and put the lights on him. He said when the lights hit him, he hauled ass inside the house.
So don't know.
Yeah.
Just want to let y'all know I can light this up like daylight if y'all want me.
Did you you have a camera in your window, right?
Yes, I do.
Have you?
But at night, it don't look through the glass.
Uh,
I don't have any vision out here after dark. I need to
Oh,
look
okay.
on the eve, and I'm lazy.
okay.
The rest of them are on the eve, so it's not going to
Well,
look.
get with it,
like
man.
cameras.
Get with it, man. Chop chop.
Okay, but like I
Yeah.
said, I can light this whole place up like daylight.
Yeah, I'm gonna call Mr. English and get him to look back at his cameras and.
Yeah, because he's got them.
Y'all seen any vehicles out here?
Nah, this guy, he's always on foot. Nobody in the neighborhood knows who he is. That we can't identify. I've been to about every house, door to door, trying to ID him. He's been on their video. They have video over here. We've caught him on.
This guy right there here's got video too.
We've caught him on several video cameras, but we just can't find where he's. And he usually goes this way,
Down that way, yeah.
straight down that road.
I got video right here. If he goes down that road,
Yeah.
I'll go check.
Okay,
Go
yeah.
check, see if he finds me.
See if you see, because that's usually
Okay.
the way he goes.
Okay.
Let's get in that Russ's neighborhood real quick.
Let me call the owner, see if he can access his cameras. Hold on. What's that now? Yeah, the son saw him, put the light, he ripped it around, and the guy ran inside. This is a... No, not that one. That's from the dock out there. This is videos from before they called him inside. So he's got kind of a twist hair, if it's the same guy, and his sleeve, he's lighter skin, and he's got sleeve tattoos. So that's the area with no shirt on.
So you ran in the garage?
That's where they
That's
saw
what
him.
Travis said he did, but he came, when Travis got down there, he ran in the house and told me. And I ran out front. He was looking for a flashlight, all that kind of shit. And so I was watching down here the whole time, and I didn't see anybody come across the street.
So he had to go behind the backyard.
Yeah.
That or else when Travis turned around, he could have come across behind him, and he wouldn't have seen him.
He live out here?
Me?
No,
No, this guy?
we don't
We don't
know.
know.
I've tried and tried. I've been door to door. Nobody knows him. Mr. English.
We'll go try to
How you doing, Officer Rash?
Good. How you doing, sir? I guess you see.
Hanging in there. I'm sorry if it's a false alarm. I sent a video. I don't know if y'all was able to get it or not.
Okay, you sent it to me.
I sent it to Diego, but I will send it to you. I didn't know if you was the one that was over there, but I'll send it to you.
No, send it to me. I'm on duty tonight. And, we've there's 5 or 6 of us here, along with the neighbors, and we haven't seen him. We've searched everything. So, thinking I think Travis here said he run into the house. So he went out back. He's jumped the fence somewhere, went right or left. But we looked all on the dock and in the camper, under the camper, around the camper. We looked all up in the rafters and everything. An officer even got on the ladder and looked up there to see if he was on top of around the air handler, any of that up there. No signs of him here. They're canvassing the neighborhood right now, trying to find him. So we're actively looking, and your neighbor across the street's going to look at his camera because he says his camera looks at whatever this road is, Jones Road. He's got a camera that looks at Jones Road. He's going to look at it and see if he's seen where he went that way. But as of now, that's what I was going to see. So, yeah, send me what video you have. Does it look like it's the same guy as always? I lost him. I've been talking to nobody.
It's a dead zone.
Oh, hold on. I lost you there. My Bluetooth tried to connect. So, does your camera, does it look like the same guy as always? Hello. Hello, sir.
Yes, sir, I got you.
Okay. Does it look like the same guy as always?
Yes, sir, it's the same. Did somebody give you a little glimpse of him there?
The guy, Mr. McMichael lives down the road, the retired law enforcement officer and the DA investigator. His son saw him and said, the black male had on red shorts or whatever. I had to go back over there and get exactly what he had on. But he saw him and turned in your yard and put the headlights on him, and he run in the house. He saw him run through the house, so we just don't know who he is. So. All right. Thanks, sir. He He's saying it's the same guy. He's got the video. He sent it to another officer. He didn't know who was on duty.
That's the first time I've seen him in here, but we don't.
You haven't seen him leave it on?
No.
This is video.
This house into your hand?
It is. It's being built. Oh, that one? No.
This is the video
I think it's occupied.
from one of the prior.
Same kid.
Yeah.
That's him. Yep, that's the same guy.
He's got sleeve tattoos.
He was wearing a red shirt, white pants.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see the tattoos. He's
But he's got like twisty hair.
He's short.
Yep.
probably about 3 inches.
Yep.
About
Yep.
Short dreads, maybe?
Yep.
Maybe.
Yeah, dreads or twists, whatever they call it.
Yeah. I was watching the hands.
But yeah, that's what it is. It's the same guy. I don't know where the crap he's coming from.
He's coming down this road. I mean, he was straight up coming down this road. So I don't know if he's coming out of 17 or he's probably going across from that neighborhood. Because we only got 2 black people living in this neighborhood.
Well, I've been up there. You know, down here at the corner of Jones and Zellwood, you have the family there that have the adopted and all foster kids.
Yeah.
I went and talked to them because they got one that kind of matches it, but he's Bear. He's got something wrong with it.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, he just had a kidney transplant. Blah blah blah.
Yeah. He just kind of shuffles along.
Yeah.
The old black lady right at the corner there.
Yeah, and then when you turn on Zellwood down there, the house has got a dumpster out by the driveway. There's some blacks right in there.
Is that right?
Yeah.
They, matter of fact, I don't come to think of it, I kept forgetting about them. They have some kids that age that hang around that house.
Yeah. Well, I've been there for an actual report of alleged assault or whatever, and it's the kids they have are only females. Now I don't know if it's one of them's boyfriend. They only had daughters there, so it could be unless somebody's moved in with them, whatever. But yeah, nobody seems to know who this kid is, where he's coming from. But like he's always, and all the times on the video that Mr. English just sent me, he sent me one now. It's always been just in there plundering around. He hasn't seen him actually take anything. I said, so
It's criminal trespass.
yeah, very least. So
Well,
loitering and prowling.
I had it reported. It's stolen on the 1st, right down the road.
Now we did have. I took a report down the road here. The house on the corner. The guy where the Jeep and all is. He had some stuff stolen. Some guns stolen, but we got on video the car that people that come in and stole them. They were from another neighborhood.
Yeah.
How y'all doing?
What's up, man?
Hey, bud. All right. What's going on?
Damn, same dude breaking in. I just called him, but he got off. Got away.
In the river?
This is tonight.
I'm sure. This is facing out the road.
Yes.
Yes.
I think it
There
is.
he is. Yeah, dreads on him.
Black boy, black boy.
Black boy, kind of a lighter skinned black boy. I'll walk back across here in a second. He's got like twists or dreads, 3-4 inches long. He has sleeve tattoos on his arms.
Was he down there at y'all's place, Gary?
No, he's right here. I come driving by, so I walk across the yard. And I couldn't do anything. When I pulled around to talk to him, he started reaching in his pocket. First time in my life I didn't have a goddamn gun on me, so I could, but either way, I was going to back the hell out anyway, If I would have had it, I would have sat right here and called y'all, But I had to run back up and grab my phone. So who knows where he went after that point. Somebody's walking across right there. Yep.
Somebody down there behind.
Over there towards the house, too. I see there's shoes right over on the right side of the street. That's probably your mom. I'm going to walk on back down there.
Okay.
Good to see you, Ray.
Right there around that van, or that's parked there on the side.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're good. Appreciate it.
Appreciate y'all being here, man. So you catch that, son. I've been lucky. You talked to me a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
The week.
Yeah, the house. Yeah, your house over there on the right, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you something's been happening on the far end of Jones Road. I come home early yesterday working on the tree I cut Sunday, and people parked down there at the end of the road, and another car will come up, I guarantee you they're making deals down there. My neighbors
Yeah.
across the street said they'll go down there and take pictures. They got pictures of all the.
We busted a house.
Rob Way's place.
Rob
told
had
me
a
that
guy
back in December.
He had a guy living with him. We got him on some outstanding warrants, and he was got a bunch of dope out of there then. But you know, around there, what's the guy Gene that used to own Tackle Shack?
Yeah.
Lives around there. You know where he lives?
No, I don't.
He's got a
gray 2-story with a white picket
White picket fence.
chickens and all.
well, boy named Tash Bowie, which is Gene's. I guess that's Gene's.
Son or girlfriend's kid or something.
Yeah,
like
girlfriend. I don't know if that's Gene's wife or girlfriend, but her kid.
At this point, the state and the defense have agreed to pause and stop the recording at 18-14 seconds.
No. This is you can stop. That's fine. There's no agreement. You can do whatever you want with it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm fine with you stopping it.
Okay, I meant the defense is fine with the state stopping this at 18-14 seconds. All right. At this point, has Greg McMichael left?
He's walked away, yes, ma'am.
All right. And the remainder of this is all, I'll just characterize it as chatting and talking with the neighbors.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So who's Rob Way?
Rob Way was a resident that lived around on Zellwood Drive. I do not recall the numerics. A few weeks earlier, I do not know the exact date or time, I assisted the U.S. Marshals in serving a warrant over there. Mr. Way lived on the water, and he had I guess what you call a roommate, someone who was renting a room from him, and the U.S. Marshals had warrants on that individual. And at the time of them serving that warrant, they located some drugs on the property within the room of the individual that they arrested.
Right. And was Mr. Rob Way and potentially this roommate person or anything a potential suspect in what was going on in Satilla Shores?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Why not?
They did not fit the description.
All right. And you mean the description of?
The black male with the short dreads and the sleeve tattoos.
Gotcha. But I guess I asked a really, really bad question. Rob Way is a white guy, right?
White guy, yes.
Okay, so he's not going to match Larry English's description.
No, ma'am, not at all.
Okay. But I'm asking you, was he a suspect in any of the other theft property crimes that were going on within Satilla Shores?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. All right, so I want to go back and ask you some questions about what we saw on the video. Did you ever interview Diego Perez out here?
No, ma'am.
All right. And at the beginning, when you and another officer were out by the dock, I think they were talking about a missing person and a motorcycle hit a guardrail and a bike flipped over.
Yes, that was Officer Smith, and he come up, and he also works part-time at a Darien Police Department, at the Darien Police Department, and he monitors their radio. So he was telling me about something that McIntosh had been in a high-speed chase with a motorcycle. The guy crashed and hit the side of the bridge, and the bike and the guy both flipped over into the river.
Didn't have anything to do with this?
No, ma'am, nothing related to this.
All right. And I think you used the word plundering around in there. What do you mean by that?
Just looking around. I know growing up, my grandma used to say, quit plundering around in my kitchen, and they're looking for something. Plundering as in pilfering, looking, opening, just being nosy.
Okay. And you recall Greg McMichael telling you that Travis was now armed?
Yes.
All right. Now, you indicated, I think, we've caught him on several video cameras, but we just can't find where he usually goes this way, straight down that road. So what did you mean by that?
A couple times, Mr. English said that when he leaves the property, it looks like he runs down Jones Road, which is not directly across the street, but off to the right. If you're standing with your back to Mr. English's house, it'd be off to your right a little bit. Jones Road runs straight down, and it appears from the camera that's the direction he would run.
Okay. So when he'd leave the property, he would take off running?
Yes, according to Mr. English, yes.
Okay. And I just want to make sure that from what you can understand, Travis McMichael didn't have his cell phone on him at the time he saw Mr. Arbery in the yard. He also did not have a weapon on him.
No, ma'am.
So he left and went down to his house.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's when he got his dad.
Yes, ma'am.
And his gun.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then, of course, the two of them came back.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, when you all are talking about, so he went out the back, he jumped the fence somewhere and went right or left. Was that actually you saw him do that, or was that?
I was going to ask for a page number if you're reading.
Oh, I'm sorry, page 9,
Okay.
lines 2, 3, and 4. Oh, at this time, sorry, let's go ahead and collect the transcripts. Thank you. So when you were out there saying, so he went out back, he jumped the fence somewhere, went right or left, did you actually see?
No, ma'am.
Was that speculation?
No, ma'am. Travis said that he did not see him come back out, that he ran through the house. So if he didn't come out the front, he had to go out the back. So
Gotcha. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what's been marked and already admitted as State's Exhibit 117. What date do we have here?
February 11th, 2020.
All right. I'm going to back it up. Why don't you take a look at this? What do we got over here?
This open walls, and that's the, I believe that, I can't remember if that's a window there or open garage door there.
Okay. So, looking out here, I'm going to ask you.
See headlights from a,
That's what I'm getting at. What do we have here?
headlights from a vehicle.
All right. And they're turning which way?
Appear to be coming off of Jones Road and turning left.
Okay. And would that be towards the McMichael house?
Yes, ma'am.
And then what do we have here?
The male now identified as Mr. Arbery walking in.
Is he running through the house?
No, ma'am.
Is this the only video that Larry English sent you that night?
I do believe so, ma'am.
All right. So Larry English never sent you any video showing how Mr. Arbery actually left the location?
I do not recall any additional video.
So while you were standing and talking about Mr. English, Mr. Greg McMichael and Travis McMichael were both standing there.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And you indicated that Mr. English has sent me, he's sending me one now. It's always been just in there plundering around. He hasn't seen him actually take anything.
What page are you on, ma'am?
We're on page 14. And we're looking at lines 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Yes, ma'am.
All right? He hasn't actually seen him take anything. You say this to Greg and Travis McMichael.
Yes, ma'am.
And what does Greg McMichael say?
His response was, it's criminal trespassing.
And what do you say?
Yeah, at very least. Or so, I don't know what those little dots there mean, or dashes. Loitering, I also mentioned possibly loitering and prowling.
Now, with regard to December 7th of 2020, okay? I'm going to keep looking at that page. Did you respond to an entering auto at Renee and Bubba Herndon's house?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so the next thing, when you talk about the house on the corner, the guy with the Jeep, all that, is that location?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did you respond December 7th to an entering auto?
Was it December 7th or 8th? I think, did I respond on the 8th and it happened on the 7th?
We'll go
In that time frame.
in that time frame.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let's go ahead and say it happened on the 7th. We got your call on the 8th. Did
Yes.
you respond?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you talk to both the Herndons?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And did they have some video from the front of their house?
Yes, ma'am, they did.
And did you watch that video?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was the person who went into their Jeep and stole their guns? White, black, Hispanic, or Asian?
Appeared to be, based on the video they provided, it was grainy, it appeared to be a white male.
And was that image of a white male then posted to Facebook?
I believe Miss Herndon, or Mr. or Mrs. Herndon, one, posted it to Facebook.
And after that, December 8th, entering auto, did you respond to the next entering auto on January 1st, 2020 at Travis McMichael's house?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So, do you have any idea when Larry English says he's been captured on video at other places, whether they're talking about Renee Herndon's posting on Facebook or something else?
I'm going to object on speculation unless you can lay a better foundation. How does this officer know what Renee Herndon's talking about or anybody else is talking about unless there's a foundation for it?
Just rephrase it. Yeah. Do you have any idea?
Did Larry English tell you that he had seen Renee Herndon's posting on Facebook?
I don't recall him saying he's seen that specific posting. No, ma'am.
All right. And I believe in your police report that's related to February 11th, 2020, I think you indicated that Mr. English had posted these videos to social media.
Talking, as I canvassed the neighborhood, talking to people, people would say, I've seen video, I've seen stuff on Facebook about it. My understanding was that the videos were posted, but obviously I don't know that I guess I'm learning now that they were not, so they must have seen the video.
I object. This is all a lot of speculation.
He can testify to what he understands was posted, but not what he thinks may have happened.
And what he learned now or from talking to Dick.
Understand.
Okay, so at the time you wrote your report on February 11th, 2020, did you believe, but you put it in your report,
Yes.
that these videos, what we just saw, had been posted on Facebook?
My belief were that at that time, yes, that they had been posted.
And you were a member of that Facebook group, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Did you check to see if they were posted, to see if people were posting comments and had knowledge?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm a member of that group, but I do not follow that group on a daily basis.
Gotcha. All right. And so you don't have any idea what it was that anybody had seen on Facebook?
No, ma'am, I do not.
what has been marked as State's Exhibit 327. However, I'm only going to show you pages 327A and 327B. Okay? So take a look at 327A and 327B. See if you're able to recognize those images.
Those are the images from Renee Herndon, and those are, I see the top there, that's from Facebook.
All right. This time the state would tender into evidence states 327A and B.
No objection. It's okay. No objection.
May I look at it?
Of course.
No objection. Mr. Hall?
No objection.
Very good.
State's Exhibit 320, oh, that's out of focus, 327A. Is this a still shot from the video you saw when you responded to the Herndons on December 8th, 2020?
It is.
And is this also another still shot from that video showing the car that was involved?
Yes, ma'am.
So I just want to be clear. When you put in your report on February 11th, 2020, that Larry English you believe Larry English had posted to social media, did you ever verify that he'd actually done that?
No, ma'am, I did not.
All right. Do you even have access to Nextdoor?
No, ma'am, I do not.
And directing your attention to February 23rd, 2020, were you at work that day?
No, ma'am, I was not on duty.
All right. Did you have anything to do with the investigation into the death of Ahmaud Arbery?
No, ma'am, I did not.
And one last thing. Have you been named personally in a civil lawsuit in relationship to this case?
I have.
All right. Has that in any way impacted your testimony today?
No, ma'am, it has not.
And directing your attention to May 19th, 2020, did you actually speak with the Georgia Bureau of Investigation that day in relationship to this case?
Yes, ma'am.
And that was prior to any lawsuit being filed?
Yes, ma'am.
At this time, Your Honor, I will go ahead and pass the witness.
Maybe a good time so I can get set up.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and take a 15-minute recess. We'll continue with the evidence in this case at 10:30. Again, do not discuss this case amongst yourselves during the break.
Well, rise for jury.
Officer Rash, you can go ahead and take a step down. If I could have you here or back here just before 10:30, and I remind you during the break you're under oath. Do not discuss your testimony with anybody. Thank you. All right, we're recessed until 10:30. Thank you.